All right, hello, Mark Eichenlaub here, covering a case study on Truman Elementary here, and we got some challenges on our hands, so we're going to go ahead go through, if I were principal, how I would kind of set up a plan and fix what we got going on here. So, what do we know now is currently going on at Truman? Well, we know our reading scores are currently below math, which you know by itself, not a huge deal. However, reading scores are going down in a number of areas, and to make it even worse, parents are not only aware of this, they are upset. We have a reading supervisor. The reading supervisor has been nice enough to get into some of the classrooms, make some recommendations for us. They've recommended professional development for the teachers, and then ongoing support for the staff to make sure that those new procedures can be put in place and then kept in place. We also know that a grant is currently available from the State Department of Education and that we might qualify. What I need to know as building leader, I need to know why it took us years to realize our scores were going down, because this is now 3 years in a row where we've had some negative data. I need to know what other schools with similar issues in reading have done. We can't possibly be the first school that's had this issue. So other schools that are currently having this issue or had it in the past, what did they do that was successful? I need to know who are considered experts in reading both inside of our district, like our reading supervisor. And we may have some teachers that are reading specialists. And then also, who are some experts that we could read from, consult with outside the district. I need to know more about the reading assessment, where these scores are coming from. So is this our district assessment, our state assessment? Are there more forms of data that are all showing the same thing? Or is this just one data point that shows us going down? Are there other factors about when the test is administered, either in the time of day, time of the school year? If it's like the last day of the school year, that could be bringing us down and hurting our scores. I need to know a little bit more about the recent research on teaching reading. I need to know who we could find that's either a copywriter, a grant writer, who could possibly do better than anyone in the district in terms of writing a letter to the State Department of Education to request the grant for us. I would have to work with them, as well as our reading committee that I'll talk about, to make sure that we meet all the requirements. But I would personally prefer that we hire a professional to do that. I need to know how long it will take to get the proper professional development to our teachers, and then how to best support them while they're implementing it. A lot of programs come and go, and teachers are a little bit confused as to which ones they're still supposed to be doing, and it's just so many things keep getting added on, and we're going to have to take something away if we're going to add something onto the teachers' plates. I need to know if the assessment has changed at all in any year. So these scores, is this the exact same test? Are all the grade levels taking the same test? Has the test changed for any of the grade levels? Definitely something we need to know. If the whole state was having a similar decline, maybe it isn't just us, and we don't need to totally freak out. But either way, there's no harm in improving our learning in reading instruction. Okay, what else do I need to know? I need to know if other schools have seen these similar dips at these grade levels. I know in the past there's been, in some states, just one grade level across the board in all the schools was going down, and if a school wasn't aware of that, they may panic and make a decision and spend some money on something that may not really be a problem for them. Okay, so what is our problem? Problem is that Truman's reading scores on this standardized test are going down. Possibly our reading is not where it needs to be in terms of our reading instruction, either our time, our curriculum, time spent per day, or our curriculum, our materials, or the type of instruction. Problem is also the community members are aware of this, and they want some action taken. So my proposed plan of action with some strategies, I'm going to need to hold an all staff meeting at school and go ahead and announce to the teachers what's going on with our score and let them know that we're going to work together as an organization. This is not just on the English teachers to raise our reading scores. That is not fair to them. We are going to need all hands on deck. We're going to need every subject trying to help contribute to this. Okay, I'm going to ask for input and ideas as to how we will raise our reading scores. I'm not the only one that reads the literature about what's working in education. I know we have some awesome teachers at our school, and they are resources, and I plan on taking advantage of them. I'm going to ask for volunteers to form a committee on this issue who will meet regularly and review and analyze our assessment data. And we're going to need to have some more assessments other than just the one time per year, or 1 or 2 times per year where we are getting these scores. I will also meet with the PTO who voiced their concerns to me about our reading scores and let them know we are working on their concern and that this is a valid concern. We don't want them to just think we're brushing them off. As district leader, I will consult with other districts around the state and ask if they are experiencing a similar dip. I will research some of the scholarly material for research-based reading programs, and I will interview professional development providers for reading instruction and choose one who will provide professional development and support to our staff. And we're still going to plan on doing this even if we can't get the grant from the state. As building leader, I will work with staff to set reading score goals for each grade level. I'm going to recommend going from a -1, 0, -6, -4, and try and tie ourselves into at least equal how math has been doing. As a building leader, I will insist that our building set goals that include reversing our median percentage slide in reading, and you can see our scores there, 52, 58, 51, 50, and aim to get up to at least a 58 again. As building leader, I will contact other districts about what has not worked and what has worked for them and how they're dealing with this. Are they also going for the grant? Are they also doing some professional development? Have they increased instructional time in that content area? As building leader, I will schedule some mid-year assessments. We may have to hire an outside company to come in and do this, and I don't like over-testing our students, but if that's what we need to do to get some data to see what's working and what's not working, then that's what we need to do. To monitor our progress by teacher, by grade level, by cohort, etc. As building leader, I have to take ultimate responsibility for our scores going up and reporting back to our staff and community members. As building leader, I will hire a professional grant writer to apply for a grant for our district. This writer will work with our new reading committee. As building leader, I will work with the reading supervisor to support teachers in instructing reading. As building leader, I will hold an assembly during the school year to talk about our school goals in reading and talk with teachers about setting goals with individuals, students, and holding one-on-one meetings with the students. We want our students, even though they're 1st through 4th grade, to take ownership of their education. So we want to show them, here's a number, this is your scores from your previous grades, this is what we'd like you to get, this is what an average student gets, this is what an average student gets in terms of improvement from year to year, and let them really visualize it and see it. And then again, after they take the test, we have to show them that to them again, and let them know that this is their score, this is their data. Category 3, how are we going to resolve the issue based on promoting success of all students? So it is in the best interest for all our students to become better readers, to have access and exposure to the best, most effective reading instruction. So Truman students deserve reading activities that are based on the best and latest research. Truman their students deserve access to properly trained teachers. A number of changes to reading instruction will take place at Truman beginning next fall. These changes will include additional instructional time on reading, new materials, level books, and better trained teachers. Furthermore, every student will aim for improving their score. Every student and their parent or guardian will be notified of their current score and set a goal of a 2 to 3 point improvement. As a school, we aim to improve 2 to 3 points from grade to grade versus a -4 average in the past. We'll aim for at least equaling math, again, in this improvement individually and then as an entire grade level. As I reviewed and reflected on our school's reading scores, I was pretty upset that our community was aware of and upset about our scores before I even knew about them. As building leader, I need to be ahead of staff members in the community in identifying challenges and working to fix them. Made me think, what challenges are next that I should be looking into now instead of waiting until the rest of the community knows and I have to react to it. For example, we had only 1 hour of reading instruction and we need more. What about math? Is math going to get behind? What about physical fitness, science, social studies? These are things that I, as a building leader, need to stay ahead of. So it was initially a very upsetting process to see that in a way I felt like I had failed our students who had already gone through our school. But I do feel more comfortable as I have a plan in place that I know is in the best interest of our students and our school and look forward to implementing it. As building leader, I have called an all-school assembly to meet with the entire student body to talk about the importance of reading and reading scores and what we are doing as a school to improve them. I also have explained how we would need their help in doing this. As building leader, I again met with the head of the PTO and agreed with her that our current reading curriculum was outdated and needed improvement. As building leader, I found that 1 hour of reading instruction, according to my research per day, and the limited use of individualized instruction, the lack of phonetic and phonemic teaching was ineffective and worked to provide professional development to correct it. As building leader, I've used scholarly research and input from other schools in the state to guide my decision making. As building administrator, I use data from standardized tests that our schools mandated to take to inform my decisions. As building administrator, I used knowledge of the requirements for a State Department of Education grant to guide my decision to request help from the state. As building administrator, I used knowledge of research-based practices to find the best professional development providers for our staff. As building administrator, I established an ongoing dialogue with decision makers outside the school by working with professional development providers and continuing to communicate with them about our progress. As building administrator, I'm having ongoing communication with 2 other districts about our progress in reading, as well as theirs, and what is working and not working for staff and students. As building administrator, I continue to monitor scholarly research on elementary level reading. As a professional educator, I feel I've prepared an appropriate presentation for my colleagues. I've worked on spelling, punctuation in here. I appreciate your time, and I have learned quite a bit from this. My standards that this met with are in the Google Plus group. Thanks for watching.